Hey, everybody, it's Kristin.
And Jenny.
And we're here to tell you that nobody, and we mean nobody, messes with our boyfriends.
That's canonically true.
We're going on tour. What are we doing, Jenny? Where are we going?
The Nobody Messes With My Boyfriend tour is stopping in New York on October 18th, Philadelphia on October 19th, and Burlington, Vermont for the first time ever on October 29th. We are doing live tapings of, in order, What's My Line Part 1, What's My Line Part 2, and Ted.
Everyone's favorite episode, Ted. I'm so excited to talk about Ted in front of a live audience. I cannot even begin to express it.
It's going to be great.
You can find out all of the information you need to know at bufferingcast.com/live or check out our calendar where our events always live. Tickets go on sale for our patrons only tomorrow, Thursday, August 28th.
And then on sale to the general public Friday, August 29th. So come on out, join us for some live tapings that will be a hoot and possibly a nanny. And, we'd love to see you try to mess with our boyfriends.
Bufferingcast.com/live.
Wow. Hello. And welcome to the mailbag. No, the Watcher's Diary.
Wow.
Wait, step into my library where all of my dusty-ass tomes hold secrets as yet unknown, but about to be revealed in this very episode. I'm Jenny Owen Youngs, and I'm here with my good friend, Kristin Russo.
Jenny is, we're recording using a platform called Riverside for the first time. And so Jenny is more minded of like, maybe we'll use this for video. So she's watching herself talk and talking a little differently.
I'm just being a cool guy. And honestly, an expert at the top of my field.
Great, perfect. Yes, we're here for this is the second episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer where we have 3 episodes sort of like connected to each other. The episode coverage, a special guest. Last week you heard us talk to Lonnie Diane Rich, and then our Watcher's Diary where we answer some of your email questions, but more often we just read your brilliant emails because they are better than what we have to say in our humble opinion. Just
I'd
my
like to
opinion.
think everyone has something to offer, including us.
Including us. Okay. Jenny, and of course, to tell
Hey,
you.
this is the Watcher's Diary for season 2, episode 5, Reptile Boy. Have you heard of it?
It is.
Lads.
And that means that even though our emails may be all over the place in terms of what we're talking about, maybe some for Reptile Boy, but I'm sure we'll have some Inca Mummy Girl and from episodes before that, it does mean we will get to hear what Dawn was doing during the events of Reptile Boy. So
I can't wait to find out.
Last Watcher's Diary, I think, was where Jenny, you went ham on Love Island. I think. I think that's what happened.
I did.
When I log in to post our podcasts, it's like you have this many comments on Spotify because the platform that we use is like connected most directly to Spotify. So it's like you have this many comments. We had like triple the amount of comments on the last Watcher's Diary because everyone could not stop talking about Love Island and your discussion of Love Island. So
yes, I love to hear this, Kristin, because I was greatly afeared that there was absolutely zero crossover, that Love Island and the Buffering Verse were simply 2 circles, never destined to be a Venn diagram, except if you count me, then I would just be sort of the sides of the circle booping up against each other.
Sure.
The outlines crossing. That's me.
And that would be very special if it were just you. But usually if you're in a Venn diagram, there's at least a few others. And it turns out there's a lot. So,
I mean, the thing is that Love Island is such a phenomenon
yeah.
that it would be truly shocking if our entire listenership was avoiding it.
It's true. And actually, one of the comments I think was, Jenny, thank you so much for telling me what Love Island is, because now I don't have to watch it. So there's all kinds of comments from all.
We're here to provide many services. Yeah. Some of them preventative.
Okay, I'm going to start, Jenny, with an email from Julie, because I was pondering on who Eric Brady was from Days of Our Lives. Last time we talked in Reptile Boy, Eric Brady. Oh, yeah. I was like, I remember Bo Brady, and you looked at me like you don't remember the name of a character, but I did.
I'm sure I didn't look at you like that.
So anyway, Julie wrote in to say, Kristin, Eric Brady is the twin brother of Sammy Brady. Now, Sammy
we're quickly working up to a whole bunch is the thing.
It's true. They are the Days of Our Lives Brady bunch.
You can't just have one Brady, apparently.
But Julie says Sammy Brady pretty much the main character of Days of Our Lives in the first decade of the 21st century, which is why I screamed Sammy Brady. I mean, Sammy Brady is, I could talk forever about Sammy, but she's a really big deal. And the son of Roman Brady and Marlena Evans. Jenny, you've
my God
heard me talk about Marlena. Marlena famously possessed by the devil in the late 90s, late 90s of Days of Our Lives. Anyway, he's Bo Brady's nephew, not Bo Brady's son. He's Roman and Marlena's son and Sammy's twin. Julie goes on to say, the first adultish actor to play Eric Brady was Jensen Ackles, better known as Dean Winchester from Supernatural. When he left the show in 2000, the fans went absolutely nuts. They were so angry. He left in the middle of a somewhat well-liked love story. Usually when that happens, the producers will recast the character within 2 years. But the Ackles fans were adamant that only Ackles could come back as Eric. Poor Sammy had numerous children and marriages, and Twinsy always just sent his best because there wasn't an actor playing him. It took them 12 years to recast Eric Brady. So
whoa.
Yeah. So, you didn't think you were going to learn more about Days of Our Lives, but you were wrong. And you probably will be again, because that's my soap opera of choice. And I still remember so much about it. Great.
All of my wives, past and present, agree. There's nothing I love more than being wrong. So
yes, that's true.
I'm sure it will come again.
Jenny, you were so excited about this email from Nat, who wrote in to say, I just wanted to send a big thank you for the incredibly kind shout out on your podcast about my Giles apartment miniature.
Oh, yes. How sick is that? How cool is it? A special time in a young podcast host's life when you see a cool thing on Reddit and then you talk about it on your podcast, and then the person who made the thing is like, hello.
Yep. Yeah. A few people tipped Nat off. Thank you, few people. And yeah, guess what? Nat admires the work we've done in the Buffyverse. And they are currently working on a mini build of downtown Sunnydale. Yeah, and their very involved Cat Murphy is already patrolling the set in all his 1-to-1 scale glory.
That was my favorite part of the email, my very involved cat.
I cannot wait to see the mini build of downtown Sunnydale. And I want to tell you, Jenny, that my brain, as yours, is the same, likes to take things and make them bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. I'm like, how can we now? We've been talking about hell maps.
Hell maps.
For at least a handful of episodes. How do we work with Nat to build an actual interactive map of Sunnydale over the next 6 years? You know what I mean?
How interactive are we talking? What are your interactivity hopes and dreams?
Well, that you could kind of take a tiny camera and move through Sunnydale.
Oh, like Google Street View, but just Sunnydale Street View.
Fuck yeah. And the way we'll do it is actually get somebody in a very tiny car with a camera attached to drive around small Sunnydale for our Google
Maybe
map.
Murph.
Oh, yeah. Perfect. No, Murph's too big.
Oh.
Murph's tail.
Maybe Murph's mouse friend.
Yeah. Anyway.
Murph and Turf?
I just really, Nat, we're going to just keep thinking big ideas over here. But I think I have an email about maps. I do. from Amelia, which is related. And the cats, how many cats do you think listen to Buffering the Vampire Slayer?
Uncountable.
Uncountable, right? Because for every listener, like, I wonder what the hell math is on listener to cat ratio, because even if not every listener has a cat, I know that some have 2, 3, 4 plus cats. So do we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, for the listeners at home, if you're listening on speakerphone right now, like, or if you have a speaker playing, if you're not listening in headphones, but you're playing the podcast into the open air, I just have like one thing to say, which is
I know I've talked about this before, but remember when I shook a bag of treats during one of our live watches and everyone's cats came running?
Yes.
Well, Amelia wrote in quite a while ago, but I flagged it because I'm good at stuff. And this includes a photo that's relevant to the conversation, but then also a photo of Amelia's 2 cats sitting in a window. They are majestic. Jenny, one is a large gray cat and the other is a small white and orange cat. And they're sitting in the window kind of like a big and little spoon. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful photo, Amelia. But Amelia wrote in about a historic map of Sunnydale. In season 3, in the mayor's office.
Mayor's office,
yes,
for sure.
He briefly stands in front of a map of Sunnydale. Wait for
Enhance.
County. It's Sunnydale County. Was it a county first and then the mayor built the town? Or did he build the county and Sunnydale isn't even a town? What if it's a county? That would explain the multitudes it contains. But can counties have mayors?
Well, what I'll tell you is that Santa Barbara, the city, is located in Santa Barbara County.
Well, there you go. Solved. Boom. Jenny solved that mystery in 3 seconds. Which is amazing because Amelia ends the email, will we ever know? And I guess we do. Also the cats' names are Joe and Lou. So
good. Thank God.
Okay. So anyway, my dream of a large map of Sunnydale or an interactive map of Sunnydale is out there now. Okay. Jenny, I like to give you choices about emails. So let me give you 3 choices.
I'm ready.
I have a theory it might be lizards from Marley.
Okay.
Why bad things keep happening to Cordelia, Lauren. And when is across, CJ?
Let's just go in order, I think.
Okay. Marley writes in, hello, Kristin, Jenny, and team. Although Anka Mummy Girl and Reptile Boy are among my least favorite episodes, I still find it fun to watch again and listen to the pod. On the first buffering rewatch, I guess listening to you made me think about the episodes more deeply. At the end of Reptile Boy, when Xander is reading from the paper how former alumni are getting the consequences from Makita being defeated, it made me wonder if this is how Cordelia's dad loses all his money. I got chills, okay? Because I love it so much. I love this theory. It's such a good theory. I know we're way off from that storyline, but we know she keeps it a secret for some time. Plus, I presume it would take time for someone with assets to lose everything. In my head, this idea has become canon, and I like the idea of something way back in season 2 of Buffy influencing the evolution of Cordy and who she becomes.
Okay, so here are my immediate thoughts.
Okay.
Cordelia's dad, if I recall correctly, basically loses everything because he gets caught after years and years of tax evasion, or tax fraud. And he just owes tons of back taxes, and like everything they own, I think, gets repossessed.
Yeah.
Now, what's working against this theory is that I think if Cordelia's dad was a member of this fraternity, she would know about it, and it would be part of, these boys are part of this fraternity, and it's like the fraternity my dad went to. And she would also maybe be telling these boys, like, it would be, if all of that, if they had the foresight to be thinking about it, then that would be like part of
and even if
this episode.
Like, let's say the writers don't know this even, right? This is just something that's happened in the universe that the writers aren't even aware of. I think even in a universe where Cordelia doesn't know, like, it could be that her dad never talked about it could be that her dad never talks to her about anything that he did in college or whatever. So she doesn't know. She doesn't know. But I think that, like, in order for you to lose everything because of tax evasion, you, like, he's had to have been doing this illegal shit for a very long time. And I think that it wouldn't be an audit that made all these other frat adults lose all their money, right? Like, it wasn't like
Right, but I think they could lose their fortunes in a variety of ways, and maybe, like, it could be conceivable that, like, one of Makita's benefits that he bestows, mystically, is like
protection from
opacity in terms of your naughty tax misbehaving.
Yeah, so I think
so. I could, like, I really like it. I just don't think that they were thinking about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I really feel like if Mr. Chase was a member of this frat, that, like, I think all of those dudes are, like, ring wearing, reunion attending, like, very reverent. And also that then, wow, makes me want to ask, are these 3 girls a year covering the entire alumni? Entire alumni body of this frat, like, or do all of those businesses also have basement dungeons? And is that why Makita only needs to dine at the frat house once a year, because he's making regular stops?
Oh, you think the alumni also continue to get to
I
feed
don't
him?
know. Do you just have to do it for 4 years and then you're good? As long
I
as
think
the younger guys keep
if you're
it up?
there for 4 years, that's 12 girls, and I think 12 girls is a lifetime of Makita's blessing.
Now that's hell math.
It is.
Hell math.
Okay. What did I say? Why bad things keep happening to Cordelia?
Why do bad things keep happening to Cordelia?
Okay, so this is from Lauren Eggert Crow, who is a Lauren.
Hey!
This is our Lauren, actually.
Wow, possessive.
I mean,
Lauren, I just want to say that I acknowledge your autonomy.
If you've listened to us for long enough, you've actually heard Lauren in this podcast.
Oh, yeah.
On this podcast. Okay, so buckle in, Jenny, because I love this email, and it is real. It's like the one, I think, last Watcher's Diary that gave you the chills, because it was just like, oh, this is really, like, smart and dense and chewy,
I'm ready.
All right. Lauren says, you mentioned in an earlier episode that Cordelia keeps ending up as a damsel in need of rescuing in season 1 and early season 2. I think that there's a specific reason for this. In the first 5 seasons of Buffy, all of the side characters represent aspects of Buffy's self. Willow is her spirit, Xander is her heart, Giles is her mind, Dawn is her inner child. So when anything happens to these characters in the show, it's a metaphor for what's going on with that part of Buffy's self. The show also plays a lot with the Jungian, I believe is how you pronounce it, Jungian, right? Concept of shadow selves, the unconscious parts of us that we repressed as we grew up. Buffy has many shadows throughout the series, Spike and Faith being 2 big ones. But in the beginning of the series, Cordelia is her shadow.
Ooh.
Cordelia, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It was good shit. It's chewy. Cordelia represents the girl side of Buffy, the life path she could have taken had she not become the Slayer. The reason we see Cordelia turned into a damsel so many times in season 1 is because in the first season, Buffy is preoccupied with the fear that her girlhood is lost forever. She didn't want to take on the responsibility of the Slayer and accept a premature death. She wanted to keep shopping, going to dances, gossiping about boys, and God, even studying. So every time we see Cordelia in jeopardy, we are seeing Buffy's fear of losing that carefree, popular, selfish part of herself.
Yeah, also we'll later see another part of Cordelia mirrored in Buffy when she starts driving.
That's true. Cordelia gets damseled a few more times in season 2, but by the time we get to Homecoming in season 3, Buffy has integrated the shadow self that Cordelia represents. She's comfortable being both Slayer and girl. The two of them have their final conflict and reconciliation in that episode. This sadly means that Cordelia doesn't have much to do for the rest of the season besides quip at Xander. The show has to clear away Cordelia's role as Buffy's shadow to make way for a new shadow, one who will confront Buffy with the hungry and horny aspects of herself that she tries to deny.
Uh-oh.
And so Lauren says, much of my thinking here was inspired by Ian Martin's Passion of the Nerd videos.
Hey.
And also by the author behind the incredibly insightful Insect Reflection blog, which is very worth checking out. So I'm going to link this. I think we may have spoken about this once or twice before. But if not, this is, I'm going to read right from the blog, a series of essays exploring every episode of Buffy. And so you literally, it's beautifully laid out, season 1, season 2, and they all have titles. So like Reptile Boy, the essay is this a penis metaphor? Reptile Boy. But like pick an episode, Jenny, and I'll tell you what the essay title is.
Ooh, Where the Wild Things Are.
Is that season 4?
Yes.
Oh, it looks like, actually, I'm sorry. This writer is only up to season 3. Because I think
Bad Girls.
Okay, let me see. February. This is like new. I didn't realize this until right now. This is active. So we're up to Consequences. Yeah. And the essay for Consequences was written February 12th of this year. And so you said Bad Girls?
Yes, please.
I'm evil and skanky and I think I'm kind of gay. Bad Girls.
Hang on, shouldn't that be Doppelgangland?
Well, you got to read the essay.
Oh.
I mean, I'm sure that I think I'm kind of gay is in reference to Faith and Buffy, but...
Right. But,
yeah.
Okay, so Willow and Vampire Willow, Buffy and Faith, these are not dissimilar pairings.
Yeah, you gotta read the essays. I'm telling you.
Okay, all right.
No,
I will read more than just the headline.
Yeah, the author's name is Emily, and we'll link it in the show notes. It really looks like a very fun deep dive. And of course, Ian from Passion of the Nerd, we talked about last week with Lonnie, because Lonnie is married to Ian, because we're all just one big, happy Buffy family. And we will be having Ian on this season as well. Hello, my little nightshades. If you are dying for the next batch of Wednesday season 2 to drop on Netflix, then we're going to let you in on a secret. The Wednesday Season 2 official WoCast is here.
Prepare to dive deeper into the mysteries of Wednesday with the ultimate companion video podcast. Join the frightfully funny Caitlin Riley, along with her producer, Thing, as she sits down with the marvelously macabre cast and crew. Together, they'll unravel each shocking twist, dissect the dynamics lurking beneath, unearth the deep Addams Family lore, and answer all of your lingering questions that simply refuse to stay buried.
Guests include Emma Myers, Joy Sunday, Hunter Doohan, Steve Buscemi, Fred Armisen, Catherine Zeta-Jones, the Joanna Lumley, also show creators Al Go and Miles Miller, and of course, Wednesday herself, Jenna Ortega, plus many more.
With 8 delightfully dark episodes to devour, you'll be drawn deeper into the haunting halls of Nevermore Academy than ever before. But beware, you know where curiosity often leads. The Wednesday Season 2 official WoCast is available in audio and video on Tudum.com, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you find your podcasts. You've been warned.
Hey there, everyone. Kristen here. I'm sure it's no surprise to you, but it is summer. It is hot. I just finished having a garage sale that took up the entirety of my Sunday, and I am exhausted. I am hungry, and I maybe have never been happier that I have Factor in my refrigerator, because if I didn't, I would be laying face down on the kitchen floor, simply wishing that someone could make me dinner. Factor helps me eat smarter with delicious chef-prepped meals that are dietitian approved and delivered to my door. They have more than 65 weekly meals to choose from, including premium seafood choices like salmon and shrimp at no extra cost. Eat smart at factormeals.com/buffering50off. That's 50 off. And use code buffering50off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. That's code buffering50off at factormeals.com for 50% off plus free shipping. Get delicious, ready-to-eat meals delivered with Factor.
Una silla de masajes puede parecer extravagante. 8 configuraciones diferentes, intensidad ajustable, además es calefaccionado. Y se siente tan bien. Sí, una silla de masajes puede parecer extravagante. Y dos, bueno, aún más. Pero cuando esas sillas de masajes vienen con un auto, se vuelven bastante prácticas. El nuevo Volkswagen Tiguan 2025 con funciones premium como los asientos delanteros con masaje disponibles. Solo parece extravagante.
Lauren, thank you for this brilliant email. I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
your
thanks,
emails
Lauren.
are always brilliant, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Jenny?
What's a cross? When is a cross a cross? When is
I
a
forgot.
cross not a cross? If you cross the cross, you...
Okay. CJ wrote in, this is back in May, okay? Because this is when we were questioning if you just rip two pieces of paper and put them over each
surely
other?
they have to be blessed, right?
Yes.
Did I already say this? Okay.
I think you did. And CJ says, I haven't even finished listening to your latest Watcher's Diary, but I leapt at your question. When is a cross a cross? I've been reflecting on this recently after reading some Agatha All Along vampire fan fiction, which I feel is very on brand for a Scooby that tackled this very question. All credit goes to the author, but in that work, crosses and other devotional iconography are only dangerous to vampires when they have been used as objects of faith. Quote, This piece of wood is nothing that was blessed, nothing that has ever held mortal faith. This is from an old oak tree on my property that I carved in the likeness of a symbol. It can do me no harm. I really like the idea that it's the faith that give the objects power. So a hastily drawn crucifix would do the job. Title of that fan fiction, Spinning in Circles in Your Warm Blood by Paddington Fan 69. If you want to go read the whole thing. Okay? Okay. Jenny, but I have another question now.
Just absolutely in my bliss at the username Paddington Fan 69.
It's truly everything Jenny likes in one username. So if the cross needs to be blessed, then doesn't that mean if you are a priest or any like person of faith like that, like a priest or a priestess or a cardinal or I don't know, fill in the blank, then would you always be safe from vampires? Because you could ostensibly just make a cross out of whatever and bless it real quick.
You have to be real quick sometimes.
Yeah, I guess you have to be quick enough. But
yeah.
Anyway. Okay, Jenny, do you want to I have more. I'll always have more emails, but do you have any cultural touchstones that you want to discuss this week, and or do you want me to tell you what Dawn was doing?
Oh yeah. Okay, well before you do that, let me tell you there's two popular cultural items that are top of mind for me right now, and both of them are from ago.
Okay.
The first is, as I'm sure I've mentioned before, in preparation for Survivor season 50.
Yes.
Jess and I are watching every single other season of Survivor that we haven't already seen.
Unbelievable.
Right now, we are watching Heroes versus Villains. Kristin, I gotta say, the first third of this season is, I think, maybe the best Survivor I've ever seen.
This is which season?
This is Heroes versus Villains. It's season 20, so it's all returning faves.
Okay.
One 10-person tribe of, quote, villains and one 10-person tribe of, quote, heroes.
Did they hit every season since it's season 20? Did they pick?
They don't hit every season, but there's a decent spread. And there is, I think, was there somebody from season 1? I think the earliest season that they have people back from is season 2.
Okay.
And then they have people from just before.
All right.
As well. They have somebody from the previous season. And man, it's just it's, the first 12 or 15 seasons of Survivor, people are just bumbling about in the jungle for the most part. There's a lot of people trying to sort of decide amongst themselves or bring their personal view of what is Survivor and how do you play Survivor. There's not a ton of strategy going on. Because there's a lot of people coming in being I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be loyal to my alliances. I'm going to I'm gonna win this like the good guy way. But
And
then as the
no one
series
does.
goes on,
Is that the sad truth?
well, you can't really get to the end without like burning somebody, because only one person can be the sole survivor. But
That's sad.
oh my god, 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 oh my god. This season is like a culmination of all of that, and like bringing it, like handpicking 10 people who are known like to be these sort of like iconic players who just like are like ruthless or like backstabby, or just like unbelievable flirts.
Okay, great,
like
great.
everybody has their, or just like, and there is one player, I don't want to say her name in case, you know what? Fuck it.
She's on Survivor.
She's on Survivor and she's coming back for 50. It's Suri. Suri is like a chiller and she's so funny and she's just like, what's up? I'm Suri. I'm just gonna like chill, but I'm not gonna take any shit. And her cutaways, like her confessionals, are so hilarious. Okay, if you don't want to hear a spoiler for Survivor season fans versus favorites, skip forward like 1 minute.
Okay.
Kristin, oh my god, in fans versus favorites, Suri, Parvati, and Amanda formed what they called the Black Widow Brigade, and they mercilessly took out person after person. I think they had like 4 blindsides in a row. They got it down to, I think there was like only 2 people from the fans tribe left at like post merge, and one of them was a boy, and one of them was a girl.
Okay.
And they're just like, Parvati, Suri, and Amanda are like off, like having a little chat, like, how are we going to get rid of this guy? Because he won immunity. They were like, we need him to go, but he won individual immunity. And after like a season long of just like orchestrating unbelievable moves in an unprecedented, you're like, Suri can't get any more amazing. And then she just like looks over at this one remaining girl from the fans tribe, and the dude is like away. She's like, do you think you could get him to give you the necklace? And she does. Suri plants these seeds,
This is
and
the
then they just
immunity
like
necklace.
blossom. Yes.
Okay.
The girl gets the dude to give her the immunity necklace, and they all vote him out, and he just gets sent home, and it's amazing. And this is like, Suri's legacy is just like, she is so amazing and fun to watch because she just has like such a wonderful vibe, and also is just like an incredibly strategic player who accomplishes a lot without like ever being like a jerk. She's just like too warm and glowing to like for you to ever be mad at her, even if she like gets somebody out that you love, because you could never love anybody more than her.
Do you I hope Jenny
Oh
doesn't...
my gosh, and there's a thing where when Amanda, Parvati, and Suri are like, when they do like a Black Widow Brigade scheme, when they come up with something, they all like hold their cauldron sticks and like stir them together. They're like, stir
They're
the
like
pot, stir the pot.
mime cauldron sticks?
Yeah,
Great.
yeah.
Great. Wow.
Okay, so that's I'm deep in heroes versus villains, and I will say like the first third of the season was just unbelievable television. Now there's kind of a dip because a lot of like your faves are gone because people are like, well, we got to get rid of all of these amazing people. They got to go. But I'm hopeful that like the very tail of the season is gonna nose up. TBD.
All right.
The other thing that's top of mind.
A quick question,
Yes.
which is, I'm gonna imagine that Suri doesn't listen to Buffering the Vampire Slayer, but if she did, Jenny would probably. I would need to host with Suri because Jenny would be deceased, I think.
No, I could have a conversation with Suri and be chill. I could. But I do think she's amazing. I think if Parvati came on the pod, I would have to leave because she is such an unbelievable flirt that I would not be able to accomplish a single thing. I wouldn't be able to finish a sentence because I would be just like beet red and like choked up.
But
you know who has the Survivor podcast?
Who?
Distant friend of the pod, Evan Ross Katz.
That
has
makes
a
sense.
Survivor pod called Drop Your Buffs.
That makes sense to me. That checks out. But yeah, just wondering, were you ever on Survivor? Did you listen to our podcast? I would love to know if there's an overlap there.
Yeah, if you were ever on Survivor, you know who
It's a large.
Joanna Robinson's coworker is a Survivor alum. Tyson is now the host of the Ringers Survivor podcast.
I wonder what the Survivor to podcaster pipeline is.
There's a ton.
Yeah.
There's a ton.
All right. Anyway, your second cultural.
My second cultural concern of the moment. I recently made some new friends, which is so exciting for me.
Wild. At this age?
At this age. I know, that's why it feels like such a wonder. I'm like, with a child, how did I do that? Yeah. But I made some new friends and found out that one of them is a gigantic Xena Warrior Princess fan.
Ooh.
Has a baseball cap embroidered with the Xena Warrior Princess logo that she bought when she was a child from an ad on television. Remember ads on television that are like, here's a product, call this number and we'll send it to you.
Of course.
So I was like, whoa, but this other friend had never seen Xena. So now they're
Are they going to start a podcast?
Probably not. I don't think that they're super motivated to be podcasting. Whereas my motto is, of course, ABP. Always be podcasting.
I was like, always be peeing? Because you have an acronym
and
for
also
peeing
always be
just
peeing.
Like a second ago, yeah.
Both things. Both things can be true, Kristin.
It's true. As your co-host, I will tell you that Jenny is both always podcasting and always peeing.
So I've been nerding out with my friend who is very well versed in the Xenoverse, and I've been thrilled to be getting reports from my friend who's watching it for the first time. Mm-hmm. And now I've just been like, okay, I guess when Jess is tie-tie, my bedtime show is once again going to be Xena Warrior Princess. I'm reliving the magic. I just can't believe. Sorry, I know this is not what we're here to talk about, and I'm looking at my sound file from the last 10 minutes, and I've basically just been talking nonstop.
You know what? I read the emails, so this is your...
That's true. Okay. Thanks for letting me be me. It's just incredible to see Lucy Lawless in action. She's just unreal. You know how Xena is always spitting fire?
Jenny, I've never seen it, and you know this.
Okay, well, I thought maybe you had seen a reel or something. Everybody listening, you know how Xena's always spitting fire? She's frequently, like, in a bar... in like a bar in ancient Greece.
Also in my mind, you meant like Xena's always like saying sarcastic things, but you mean like literally
No,
spitting
she's
fire.
Literally spitting fire. And that is a stunt that Lucy Lawless herself actually performed.
Incredible.
All the time. You can find videos of the stunt coordinator, you know, talking her through it, and then like her actually doing it. It's so sick. Anyway, I love Xena Warrior Princess. I'm so happy to be watching it again. And then, Kristin, here's my call to action.
Oh, boy.
I did mention this in the Discord, I think, or maybe I just mentioned it in my own Discord. Okay. This is such a long shot, but here's the deal. I was like, I like having reasons to try to get better at piano. Mm-hmm. I wonder if there is sheet music available for Xena Warrior Princess. Remember when you used to go into...
like the theme
song? Like Sam Goody?
Yeah, of course I do.
And there would be like a rack next to the band t-shirts. There would be a rack of like books of sheet music, like how to play all of Nirvana Nevermind or an Eric Clapton record. And then there would also be singles, like sheet music from one song. Mm-hmm. Okay. So there definitely was in production because I found it on eBay for way too much money. There was released by Hal Leonard, famous sheet music publisher, a piece of sheet music for the Xena Warrior Princess theme song. Ooh. Here is where I ask the listenership.
Okay.
Does anybody have this?
Oh.
And has it been in your garage and you're like, I keep meaning to recycle that or donate it.
I love
and would you like to donate it to me?
Couldn't they just scan it for you?
Yes, I would accept a scan. But if you're trying to get it out of your house, the thing is that there's a very cool picture of Lucy Lawless on the front.
My God.
And I would just, and then this is the other thing, because I think I put it in my story and some people were replying like, oh, have you checked out this site? There are a lot of sites that you can like download sheet music from for like a few bucks, but it's not the same sheet music. Okay. It doesn't have the left hand of the piano, basically. It's just like a linear sort of like melody. There's that, and then there's like a full orchestra score that's like also too expensive and not
You
not
just
necessary.
want you want
I just want to play it on piano. I just want to be like, nya, da, 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 left hand chord, la, da, 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 left hand chord.
All right, you got
La,
let's
da,
see.
da, da. And then once I get really good at it, I'll be able to play the music and at the same time be like, in a time of ancient gods, warlords, and kings, a land in turmoil cried out for a hero. She was Xena, a mighty princess forged in the heat of battle. The power, the passion, the danger. Her courage will change the world.
Wow.
You know?
The only thing more special than you reading that was that Jenny likes to make fun of like how I play air guitar a lot because I don't ever know what to do with my hands. And Jenny's air piano was like the piano, like it was like the piano was sort of like a
I look
Muppet.
like a marionette playing piano.
Exactly.
Whatever. That's why I need the sheet music so I can practice and get better and look less silly when I play
Great.
air piano.
Great.
Help me, please.
hello@bufferingcast.com. Let us know if you have this particular piece of sheet music for Jenny Owen Youngs. And you know, it's the end of August, September, October, November. You've got 3 months
till my birthday.
Till her birthday. So.
Now, I know that this is like a far out, this is like such a reach.
Mm-hmm.
But I also just feel like somebody has it.
You got to shoot your shot, Jenny.
I got to shoot my shot. And there's almost no listenership more assured to have it somewhere.
It's true. It's true. Oh, wow. I can't wait for this 2025 miracle to unfold.
Yeah, please shoot Kristin an email at hello@bufferingcast.
Yeah, and then I'll decide if Jenny has been behaved enough to get it.
What the heck?
All right. Speaking of behaving, let me tell you what Dawn was doing during Reptile Boy.
Yay.
Was she at the mall? Was she at ballet? Was she drawn on a trapper keeper all day? Was she nursing a crush on a boy from PE? Was she writing it all down in her diary? What was Dawn doing? What was Dawn doing? What was Dawn doing? What was Dawn doing?
All right, Kristin with an I, not me, says, Dawn dances in her room to her new Backstreet Boys CD on the family boombox just as Xander searches for a hair tie to complete Buffy's braid. He hears Nick, Howie, AJ, Brian, and Kevin's harmonious vocalization and can't help but be drawn in. Dawn is shocked to see Xander in her doorway, but thrilled that he also has amazing taste in music. She squeals into her stuffed animals when he leaves to finish the movie with Willow and Buffy. Joyce and Dawn pick up Buffy from school the next day and pass a black BMW, talking to Buffy's friend Cordelia. The two boys inside look Dawn's way, oddly focused, like they're staring at something bright or unusual. Later, Buffy gets ready to patrol, while an enthusiastic Dawn hangs in her room like usual. She peppers Buffy with questions about her night-slaying plans, vampires, mummies, gangs on PCP, and about Angel. Trying to be helpful, Dawn gives Buffy unsolicited dating advice, from Shannon, obviously. Boys like when girls are mysterious. She suggests saying something dramatic and confusing, then abruptly running away. Buffy rolls her eyes and tells Dawn that's stupid, prompting Dawn to storm back to her room, slamming the door for emphasis. At the end of the episode, Buffy comes home, finally eager to tell her sister about her terrible night with the demon lizard patriarchy. Buffy walks into Dawn's room, immediately declaring she is never allowed to date. But Dawn can't hear her over the sound of, I'll never break your heart, envisioning being serenaded by Xander, playing from Buffy's Discman. When Dawn's caught red-handed, the Summers girls argue. Dawn always touches Buffy's stuff. Buffy always acts like she's an only child, and she earns her reputation as a hair puller when Buffy tries to take her Discman back without first returning her beloved Backstreet Boys CD. The girls end their night separately, forcing Joyce to once again consult her parenting cassette tapes.
Yeah. Yes.
I just want to add to this. Thank you, Kristin, with an I, not me. Robin also piped in the Discord thread for Reptile Boy and said, theorizing on braiding led me down a winding path. If we look at subsequent photographic evidence, and there's a link here to many pictures of Dawn very rarely has her hair in braids. Does this imply A, Joyce doesn't know how to braid? B, Buffy doesn't know how to braid? C, and or the monks don't know how to braid? Question mark.
No, the monks know how to braid. I feel like that's Monk 101.
Yeah. Yeah. Before you take your vows, you must show your work. You must be able to braid. Jenny, perhaps I can wrap this episode up with a little note about Dawn's bedroom, since it's related to our beloved Dawn. And this is something that's been on my mind, actually, when we talk about, like, is there an extra room? Is there not? Because there is a moment in the series that should confirm that there's always been an extra room. Anne-Marie wrote in and talked about this moment. This is season 5, episode 5, No Place Like Home. Buffy performs a ritual where she's trying to figure out what is causing Joyce's illness.
Right. And what does she see? It's like a room full of storage.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. She goes upstairs
and Faith couldn't stay in there.
She goes into Dawn's room and the room flashes back and forth between Dawn's room and a room full of stuff, like it's being used for storage or a sewing room.
Don't you just feel like Joyce would never?
I mean, I do, but it gives us a canonical always was another room. And so, what the fuck? Why did Faith have to go live at the motel? Also, why does Ampata have to stay in Buffy's room? You know what I mean? There's a whole
so many
room.
questions.
You have an exchange student come and you can't even clear out your extra art boxes, Joyce. Anyway, thank you, Anne-Marie.
Yeah.
Says, loved the podcast, loved the book. Thank you, Anne-Marie.
Oh,
we have a book. I just
keep forgetting we have a book.
I know. I said it because I'm like, we literally always forget that we have.
Have you read our book? Consider reading our book or listening to it.
All right, we did it, Jenny. Another Watcher's Diary in the books. The next episode up, September. We're back to a regular schedule, whatever that means, with Halloween.
Can't wait. So timely. Get ready for fall, pumpkin spice, etc.
Yeah.
It's Halloween all year round in my house because, as you know, Aldrich's number 1 is Jack Skellington, or as he likes to say, Jack the Pumpkin King.
And as you say, Jenny, it's always fucking something on Halloween.
I do say that.
It's Marie Antoinette month on the Vulgar History podcast. Every week, we'll be taking a deep dive into the life of France's most notorious queen. Marie Antoinette is still talked about 200 years after her execution in the French Revolution. Some see her as an out-of-touch, mega-wealthy idiot who deserved to have her head cut off. Others love her for her flamboyant fashions, her pastel-colored residences, and the way she persevered through a challenging personal life. On Vulgar History this month, we're going to be looking at all aspects of Marie Antoinette's life and world to figure out who she really was and why she still fascinates people to this day. We'll look at the drama of her personal life, as well as the series of scandals, mistakes, and disasters that took her from the gilded splendor of Versailles to the guillotine. Listen to Vulgar History wherever you get podcasts.
It's ticklish business any way you look at it. Come on, we'll stick together.
Love movies? Love classic movies? So do we. Ticklish Business is the podcast where classic film is discussed in modern times. Hosted by me, film journalist Kristin Lopez, and my co-host, author Emily Edwards, we dive into the golden age of cinema with fun, heart, and serious expertise. As published film historians and lifelong classic movie buffs, we bring insider insights, deep research, and lively debates with a variety of special guests, ranging from celebrities like Holly Madison to TCM luminaries Dave Karger and Eddie Muller, and even family members of old Hollywood legends. Subscribe now to Ticklish Business on your favorite podcast app, and let's talk about old Hollywood today.